Hello and welcome to WP. Tonight, domestic violence remains an ongoing issue in WA, with high rates continuing in the state. The McGowan Government is supporting women and children affected by violence through its annual 16 Days in WA campaign, but changing violent culture is expected to take time. Melvin Thorne explores why there needs to be ongoing initiatives and discussion beyond the government's campaign.
We are currently in the middle of the state government's 16 Days in WA campaign. The campaign aims to raise awareness of and spark discussions around the causes of domestic violence in our community.
It's the 5th year in a row that we have run this campaign to make sure we're all aware and we all have a responsibility to call out family and domestic violence. So what we found, particularly over the COVID period and particularly when there's been lockdowns or restrictions, is the rate of family and domestic violence has increased, sadly. And so that's been a phenomenon both here, other states and around the world. And what we have to do is call it out and do our best to combat it.
Coinciding with this campaign was the announcement of the doubling of the capacity of the Women's Refuge in the Peel region. This was a key election promise by the McGowan Government.
There's a recognition that we need to provide therapeutic services not only to deal with the trauma but the effects of the domestic violence and the trauma. So it could be undiagnosed and untreated mental health issues, it could be drug and alcohol issues. So this facility means that women can have some extended time in this facility, up to 10, 12 months if they need to, and be able to deal not only with the immediate issues of providing safety for themselves and their children, but also some of their therapeutic needs.
Yet discussions around violence against women and families cannot end after 16 days. Domestic violence is not fixed with the delivery of simply one election promise. We must continue the conversations started in the past few days when the campaign is over, and our government must continue to work to stop domestic and family violence in our beautiful state. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse, you can contact White Ribbon at 1800 737 732 for help, or go to their website for more information.
And now, here's AMA WA spokesperson Dr Andrew Miller with his COVID-19 update and commentary.
Hi, thanks for your time. Terrific news today with the TGA giving provisional approval to Pfizer vaccination for 5 to 11-year-olds. Professor John Skerritt, who's a very influential chair of that group, says that 3 reasons it's really important that we vaccinate 5 to 11-year-olds. Firstly, some of them do get severe disease. Secondly, they spread it to family members, particularly in the case of the more infectious variant Omicron. And thirdly, he's saying that it'll give people the confidence to send their kids to school, to have them involved in sporting activities and get on with their normal development. All really important things, to which I would add that we do not know the long-term effects of COVID in children, but we're worried because the basic scientists who are researching this at a cellular level say that it does affect all organ systems and it takes quite some time for people to recover on a subtle level with their blood chemistry. So very, very important decision. Hopefully Otago will give the tick so that we can start on January the 10th to get Pfizer rolling in this age group. And it sounds as though it's going to be a 2-month gap between vaccination, but even just getting that first dose in, very important step forward. And then we need to, of course, be looking at the younger age group from 6 months through to 4 years, because the same reasons all apply to them, except that it seems as though from early information coming from South Africa that the younger children are getting even sicker with this new variant. The reason this variant is more transmissible is partly because of the mutations, which they say is making it about 4 times easier to spread than Delta, but also because it is not as susceptible to the current vaccinations that we have. So Omicron seems to be stepping around the side to about the tune of another 2.5 times, so that it's about 10 times more spreading than the Delta variant in a population that has high levels of vaccination. We don't know yet how severe the disease is as a result, but hospitalisations are rapidly rising there at the moment, and that's what we'll watch anxiously over the next week or so. But right now, let's just celebrate the great news that Australia is going more down the path of the US, which has, in an enlightened manner now, safely and effectively vaccinated more than 4.2 million kids, not a single case report of myocarditis or the pericarditis problem that we see in sort of young adult males. And so really very encouraging, and hopefully will make school participation a much more relaxed thing for parents come the new year here in Western Australia. Thanks again for your time.
And that's WP for this week. We'll be back again next time, but for now, it's back to you, Ivan and Sarah.
Thanks, Nelson. And here's Leo with what's coming up on 6 News tonight.
Thanks, guys. Tonight on 6 News, breaking news, new Omicron COVID cases confirmed here at home and right across the globe. Germany locking down the unvaccinated, while concern grows about a cluster at a school in New South Wales. Plus, protests seen in Melbourne after Victoria's pandemic bill passes following weeks of debate, now set to come into effect in less than a fortnight. But how does it compare to the laws in New South Wales, and what parts of the legislation have been changed? And Parliament's final sitting week of the year wraps up, multiple high-profile MPs calling time on their political careers, and the resignations may have implications for the 2022 federal election. You can see full details on those stories and plenty more by heading to our YouTube channel. Just search 6 News Australia to find us, or go to our website 6newsau.com. For now though, guys, it's back to you.
Thanks, Leo. And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have the latest news anytime on our website, wamnnews.com.au.
From Sarah and myself, we wish you good health, good night. See you next Sunday.
Thanks for stopping by.
Every weekend.
We begin with a story you will only see here.
In news still unfolding,
Ivan Loon, Sarah Smith, and the award-winning WAMN team bring you the exclusive stories and interviews that set the agenda.
I watch live on WAMN News.
Plus, Dr. Andrew Miller's expert medical comment.
We don't want to see large numbers of children admitted to hospital because it's going to put enormous pressure.
Sunday evening news and WP. Every Sunday night after 6:30 on WAMN News, Perth's alternative voice.